having a bad day? Did you die? But did you die? Ciao.
Okay, so what's up you guys? I'm coming here with another video in my Maverick series, making videos really controversial kinda, and we are talking about this meme, and like my Facebook is blowing up. I gotta do a video. I'm pretty hype about doing this, so let's get into it. But first, of course, if you're new to my channel, what is up? My name is Mitch, Maverick Mitch, hey Mitch, all the Mitches, and pretty much I like talking about what I talk about. So, current events, reviews, and pop culture within the scope of entertainment, culture, and purpose. So, TV, movies, shows, commentary, be sure to check out all those videos as you're finishing this video. Alright, getting into this, I almost even don't know where to begin because I posted this meme of AOC last night and I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was super hilarious, and then coming this morning, people were going on my Facebook back and forth and all this stuff all through the comments, and it was crazy. Okay, so I posted the meme of AOC doing the whole "I almost died." No, you didn't. You weren't there. Neither were you. And I thought it was hilarious. And then people got the joke, right? For those who were watching whatever news, you will know that AOC did this whole thing on Instagram talking about how she was in all of the capitalness, reliving it and all this stuff. But people were going into it, Jack Posobiec and all this stuff, and then all the other people, the Quartering, Tim Pool, Daily Wire, Steven Crowder, the Quartering, everyone was talking about that she's lying because everyone was starting to put how she was lying, right? And so, yeah, like talking that she's like the next Jussie Smollett, whatever, faking her story, whatever. Not to say, we'll get into it, not to say that her emotions weren't real, but the fact that she wasn't at the Capitol building during the actual event of the siege or whatever. And so, and then we'll get into it because like going into this, like this shouldn't be news. But I guess it's AOC. This, in my head, this should have just been a one, like, oh, she lied, whatever, and then go through the next news cycle, whatever. But, like, going into this meme and going into my Facebook and everything, and we'll break it down, we'll go deep dive and everything, but there's actually a lot to talk about, right? I'm gonna say it now, and I'm gonna allude to it again later in my comments, that this is so indicative that we are living in two different realities, right? And then that actually goes into the meme and it goes to the Facebook comments. So we'll break everything down and then throw in some other stuff, I guess. So yeah. Alright, so before actually I get into the Facebook and screenshots and all this stuff, I do want to give some disclaimers. So number one, for anyone who's watching this video, for the audience members and everyone, do not dox the people who are on the stuff. Whether you agree or disagree with their comments, you know, let's just be like as civil without the war, okay? Just like everyone, like, chill, okay? Two, I'm gonna say that because I respect the people. This is not on Twitter, this is on my personal Facebook, so I do appreciate the people who are engaging with me, because there are 4 people who already unfriended me with this darn meme, which is unfortunate, not necessarily for me or whatever. It's just, I'll go into it because they're not going to learn anything further, right? I want to have my friends, even if they are far as socialist, not to say that any of these people were, but I want to learn, I want to know what the other side is thinking, right? I want to be fully engaged and have my views be challenged, you know? It's gonna strengthen either my points, or I can walk things back, and I think that's perfectly healthy. So, again, going to number 1, don't at people, okay? 2, I respect all the people on my Facebook. Thank you so much for not unfriending me so far. And then 3, everyone just chill, okay? Like, mucho te querisi, okay? Everyone just chill. It was a meme, I get it. Some people were more triggered than others, cool. And I'm not trying to dismiss that by anyone who is thinking any other feels, you know, any type of way. But just take a breather, okay? We're gonna go into it, and then, yeah. And lastly, I'm gonna put on my beanie because I'm feeling real like Tim Pool inspired right now, so we're gonna go into it. Alright. right, so I don't know how I want to wear this beanie. I'll just leave it to the side, I guess. And yeah, I reference, my friend is gonna, I'll look in the comments, one of my friends says, like, you referenced Tim a lot and all that stuff. And like, yeah, because he's a centrist liberal, like, he's left-leaning. Like, why would I put, like, I will reference Ben Shapiro, but like, if I just straight up put something like Daily Wire, Sargon of Akkad, Bradham Tatum, Officer Report, right? And so, like, no one's gonna listen to it. At least by using Tim Pool, it's somewhat in the middle, right? So that's more willing for other people to look at. So we'll go into it, and then yeah. Alright, so getting into it, I'm gonna break down the meme first, just because already, like I said in the beginning, we're living in two different realities, okay? When I mean that, is because our realities is shaped by what the news and what we consume in media, and as well as what our principles, values, and beliefs are. So combined with that, it kind of shapes how we view things, right? And so, alright, so just going into the meme itself, right? So we have AOC, right, and the meme cat, right? The whole, like, all this stuff, right? So so going into the meme, we have AOC doing with the meme cat, whatever. So she said, "I almost died. No, you didn't. You weren't there. Neither were you." Okay, so breaking this down, when I look at this, I'm focusing on neither were you, okay? Because I'm going off the premise with all the news sources that I'm watching that she was not there. Not there meaning not at the Capitol building during the whole debacle, right? She was at the Cannon building when that was happening, right? And so I'll link whatever things to support that, but that's where I'm coming from. So to me, this whole meme is centrally about that, right? So for the other side, they look at this, "I almost died, no you didn't, no you weren't there, neither were you." They don't recognize, they focus on the left, they focus on the AOC side. "I almost died, you weren't there." They're focusing on my emotions, my truth. This is what happened to me, listen to me. That's fine. You know, that's not where my joke is. That's not where my joke is focusing on. I'm not focusing on anything about your emotions, okay? I'm just focusing on you not being there, okay? Already, just with that breakdown of two perspectives, we are already living in two different realities based upon the information that is given to us. And so when we go into the comments, some people are very hostile, and then a lot of people laugh, put a emoji laugh, whatever, and that was that. But the other side, and sorry, I don't want this to be a left-right thing, but just for colloquially sake, I'm gonna use left-right. I understand there's nuance, just as much as Tim Pool is socially liberal and left-leaning, but because he has those social policies, but he's willing to question the narrative. In this case, he's following the right. So, like, there's nuance, but colloquially, we'll just use left and right, right? Okay, so getting into it, and I'm gonna jump around a lot here, maybe just because there's a lot in here. So I'm not, this is just for the sake of just going into it. I'm not trying to toot my horn because this is really localized within my Facebook, but we'll look at all the ha-has, you know, angry faces, love, and then there were, like, Annalie gave a like. So obviously everyone who thought it was funny, people who were angry, people who loved it, a like, and then a shocking face. Okay, so again, 45 comments, 6 shares. Again, I'm not saying that because there's way more traffic and other people's stuff, but I'm just saying for the purposes of my Facebook that there was a lot of traffic. So I'm gonna jump through a lot of places here, just because there's just a lot, right? And so, okay, so already at the beginning, my friend Ace. What up, Ace? Ace is one of my good friends. We engage a lot on Facebook. Yes, he's left-leaning, but he does put a lot of informational stuff. You know, when it comes to, like, we engaged a lot on Facebook. I have less in it, especially during elections, just because everything was getting heightened, and I didn't want to be so upfront about it. But I'm glad we're still having this communication. So off the bat, he does this whole no offense to Ace, right? But he does a cop was killed, a woman breaking into the Capitol was shot dead, another person was found carrying zip ties, Trump called AOC directly multiple times before the failed insurrection happened, people invading even yelled Pence be hanged and even brought a noose, AOC could have been killed, to make joke of this would be abhorrent. And then one of my friends, David, you'll see later, good word for using abhorrent. And so already, okay, so one, I'm willing to laugh at certain things, okay? Like, maybe that's a dark humor, but I'm not as serious as that was, and I'm not questioning any of this, whatever. The focus here is that AOC wasn't at the Capitol building, she was at the Cannon building, right? And so already we are going into this idea of the seriousness of the Capitol building, right? And I guess that's fine, but I'm laughing again that she wasn't there. So I'm gonna jump a few places, right? So going down here, I put down, if you are triggered by this meme, please check out Tim's video. Was AOC at the Capitol building or Cannon building? I'm not poking fun at her emotional reaction. I'm humored at her credibility. So again, I'm not poking fun of the dangers or whatever. Again, what I'm focusing on is that she lied. Okay, so I put down Tim's video of the first video of the morning, which he put AOC slammed for lying repeatedly at the Capitol riots and danger she faced, blah blah. Then like Ace and everyone responded to it, but Tim put a major update the same morning, 10 a.m. our time, Pacific Standard Time, saying that I have proof that AOC lied about her being, already the timeline is kind of like messed up, even going into this deep dive, right? So I'll play that video and we'll go into Ben Shapiro also talking, right? So let's do this first.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez definitively lied about what happened to her on January 6th, and I can prove it. So that's why I will say right now, as a statement of fact, Ocasio-Cortez lied about what happened on January 6th. Again, this is not my opinion. I am asserting this as a statement of fact, fully exposing myself to any libel and defamation should it come about, but I know what I'm saying is true because I have evidence of this. I also have some conjecture and some personal opinions, but I can definitively show you that AOC is putting out lies. Now, I did a segment on this earlier this morning, you may have seen it, and I didn't have all the details. In fact, I kind of got thrown off base by a journalist that I trusted and was in fact wrong. Early this morning, I tweeted that AOC had at least exaggerated her claims because in a video of the evacuation of the Cannon office building in DC, where her office is, people are calm. Well, a journalist reached out to me and said that was the bomb evacuation, not the riot evacuation. And I went, oh, so they evacuated twice? They evacuated the Cannon building, that would make sense. AOC must have been in the joint session of Congress, right? On January 6th to count the votes. In which case, she would have then left. So here's what I did. I deleted the thread. Now the thread was still right, but it was important for me to take it down and then go through the context and the timeline of what really occurred to discover that AOC has definitively lied. And what I think she's done, AOC is using hindsight. She's using knowledge she has gained after the fact to spin a false narrative about what really happened on January 6th, to trigger and manipulate our emotions. Again, I'll prove this. Well, I'll show you that her story makes no sense at the very least, and I will expose at least steps.
Fast forwarding.
3 p.m., Nancy Pelosi begins the joint session of Congress, where both chambers meet to certify the presidential vote. And there you have it, my friends. Oh, and I'm not done. There's a lot more. But AOC is claiming that she thought a pro-Trump mob broke through her door. She said, I thought they got in. I was thinking they got inside. She actually says this. Now, I got a bunch of tweets Let me make sure I get the absolute, actual right one. Let me pull up my Twitter account. And I'll show you where she says she thought they got inside, even though this no one had even breached the building. All right, so there we go. There we go. Here's the tweet. I said at 1:01 p.m. in a building without security barricades, and 11 minutes before Trump finished speaking, AOC says she heard banging on her door and thought it was them getting inside. But this is an hour before anyone breached the Capitol building. Not only was she not in the building, the story she told happened an hour and 10 minutes before anyone breached the Capitol doors. Now, according to, so this journalist who messaged me earlier this morning, I recorded a whole segment on this. I ended up deleting it and then recording something different because I thought I was wrong. We talked and he told me, so I'll trust him on this one. The Cannon building where AOC works was not secured. It was not barricaded. No one thought, okay, so that was his statement. Now, my understanding of what happened, nobody thought breaching the Capitol was possible. There was not even security prepared to handle it. They sent out they had barricades, they had police, they had riot cops to stop the people from getting through. But no one, not I or anybody else, expected people to breach through the doors, except maybe the people who brought the crowbars. What made AOC think that the person knocking on her door was a pro-Trump group that had gotten inside before anyone had known it was possible they would actually breach the Capitol building, and she wasn't even in the Capitol building. She lied. Here's what's happening. It has now been a month. We all have fresh in our minds that people breached the Capitol. She is preying upon your assumptions. So when she says this happened, you assume the riotous mob was storming through the Capitol building and she was there saying, no, they'd come for me.
Okay, we'll stop there. I'll link the video below so you can watch it in its entirety. So already Tim was saying that all of that is a farce, right? And so going to Ben Shapiro, we're going to go using Snopes, a left-leaning source, right?
Okay, so let's get to the actual fact check from Snopes, because it is so indicative of how exactly Snopes and these fact checkers operate. So here's what they do. They say, claim. This is Snopes' fact check of the whole AOC silliness. Claim. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez exaggerated the danger she was in during the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot, and that she, quote, wasn't even in the Capitol building when the rioting occurred. Okay, well, those are two claims that you are now fact-checking, and you are lumping them together so that you can pretend that a factual claim is a non-factual claim. Right? There's two claims that Snopes is now fact-checking. One is that she exaggerated the danger, that is not fact-checkable, and the other is a fact-checkable statement, that she was not in the Capitol building when the rioting occurred. It is true, she was not in the Capitol building when the rioting occurred. How do I know this? Because Snopes acknowledges this. Here's what Snopes says. First of all, they say it's mostly false. Okay, the claim is, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez exaggerated the danger she was in during the January 6th, 2021 Capitol riot, and that she wasn't even in the Capitol building when the rioting occurred. Rating, mostly false. Mostly false. Okay, here's what they say. What's true? Ocasio-Cortez wasn't in the main Capitol building where the House and Senate chambers are located. Wait, what now? So, literally you are fact-checking the question of whether she was in the Capitol building, and then you say it's true she wasn't in the Capitol building, but you rate the claim mostly false. Here's the best part of this. I love this. So, they fact-checked one of the tweets that came from Daily Wire, because of course the idea here is to keep dinging and downgrading conservative sources, even when they are telling the objective truth. So here is the Daily Wire tweet that they called misleading. Why is it misleading, by the way? It's misleading because a conservative site put it out. Here's what the Daily Wire tweeted. You ready for this? This is what they are fact-checking as misleading. Quote, report, AOC was not inside Capitol building during breach on January 6th. That's the entirety of the tweet. Report, AOC was not inside Capitol building during breach on January 6th. Now let me read to you again from what Snopes says is true. Quote, Ocasio-Cortez wasn't in the main Capitol building. Why, it's almost as though it's true when you say it, but misleading when I say it, so you're just full of...
Okay, so going from that, using Tim Pool and then Ben Shapiro using Snopes, which is already left-leaning, saying that AOC was not there at the Capitol building during the debacle, siege, insurrection, if you want to call it so, whatever. But the point is, point blank, period, she was not at the Capitol building, okay? She has to use the Capitol complex to cover her tracks, AOC, right? Okay, so going with that, all right, if you are willing to go with that, we can dive into everything else. All right. So again, living in two different realities. I'm already listening to everything that's saying that she wasn't there, and everyone's just focusing about the Capitol riot stuff. Okay. So, all right. So going into this, we have one of my friends, Tara. What up, Tara? She gives me shout outs in her videos too. So she says like, Ace, Boo, and then Mitch. Don't listen to Sourpuss over there. You keep laughing and I'll be right there with y'all. Truth is, she wasn't even in the building and lied about being at the Capitol. And she goes into who killed the woman at the Capitol and all this other stuff. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the other stuff, not because it's not important or whatever. It's just like I want to focus that she was not there. Okay, so to Tara's portion, like again, bless her heart. I'm not saying that she did anything wrong here. It's just not what I was focusing on. So I'm gonna skip that. And then my next person is Dave. What up, David? He's saying good use of my friend, good use of the word abhorrent. So a nice friendly quote. I'm just gonna skip to his comment because it's funny. He said, I came, like, okay, so over here he said, I came to see if there was any outrage for this post. I was not disappointed. And also Carlos here. What up, Carlos? Eating your popcorn. Alright, so again, there was funny portions. So going back to the top, sorry I'm jumping all over the place. It's just you're just gonna need to deal with me. Alright, so another friend, Christina, goes in talking about all this other stuff. Again, I don't want to go so much into, she talks about then the Democrat supporters who breached the building, they should be causing insurrection. As a matter of fact, the Dems should be impeached themselves. Okay, so I'm not going to go on the tit for tat for all of this stuff, right? And then Ace and Christina go back and forth, right? I'm not going to go into it, just like I said, it's not what I want to go into. So next one, Ace put this one. I think even Tim Pool addressed this and other people addressed this too. But this goes in from AOC. This is the latest manipulative take on the right. They're manipulating the fact that most people don't know the layout of the Capitol complex. We were all at the Capitol complex. The attack wasn't just at the Dome, and so like. The fact that she used complex instead of the Capitol building, because everyone refers to the Capitol building as the Capitol building, right? And so she has to say the complex to refer the whole campus of Capitol Hill. And so again, people are going into it some more. I'm not going to talk about it because people throw in like other stuff, BLM, pipe bombs that was planted the day before, whatever. And because like they were targeting RNC, but again, I'm not gonna go into the minutia of all of this, right? Just because it's just not what I'm trying to get at, right? Moving forward, again, Tara said, I love this. I didn't do a like, so I'm gonna like it now. So heart that, care for that. Sammy, he disagrees. This ain't it. Normally we laugh about memes, and I guess he wasn't feeling this one. To each their own. I mean, Sammy's cool. It's just that this one he wasn't feeling this one. Okay, fine. And then going back to my comments. So let's go back to what I was saying. So like I said, this is the comment when everyone was blowing up my Facebook. This is the comment that I said, if you're triggered by this meme, please check out Tim's video. The first video, right? Not the second video that I just mentioned in this video. Okay, so moving forward, we have Tara again. She was responding to my comment. I'm just gonna stop from the top. Like, we know that left is illogical. She goes further. She got caught lying and pulls a Me Too, which undermines actual victims of sexual assault because it drives motive for her to lie. Again, she just goes into this and stuff, and just finishing off, the truth of the Capitol has nothing to do with the sexual assault, and I'm mad at her for undermining the credibility of all women who gives genuine victims of sexual assault, or genuine victims of sexual assault. So, see, I think, so therein lies the other portion that I was talking about, living in two different realities, especially when it comes to this meme, right? And now, because this whole video, in her reliving all of it, she throws in a sexual assault stuff. So now it's being convoluted with two different stories, right? Multiple stories. So it's hard to dissect this, right? So if I were to imagine why the people if I were to imagine why the people unfriended me, because there's already one of my ate, a family friend. Going into it, we have one of my ate gangs, so a family friend, right? And so we known each other through college, we're family friends, and all this stuff. And so we dance with each other like in multiple cultural dance troops. And so again, like, I respect her, and she has stood up for me. Like, when I put other posts, like, I'm not gonna unfriend people, like, I'm not gonna unfriend you, like, we definitely have different views, whatever, but I still want to keep you as a friend. So I totally respect that. But going into this topic, right? So she has a comment. Where is it? Okay, here we go. She says, like, wow, you are a dick. For those of us who are survivors who took 20+ years to even admit this happened to them, this is beyond effed up. And you are calling yourselves Christian, effing fooled me. I put down, okay, and I put, ate, I'm not gonna address everyone, but this meme isn't about sexual assault. If it was, yes, I would be a dick. And so, again, like I was saying, if people, like, this meme was not, I'm not going to touch the sexual assault stuff, because that's a whole different, like, this video is going to be super long already. And so, the fact that people are getting confused with this meme with the sexual assault stuff, not that AOC wasn't at the Capitol building, already it's getting convoluted, right? And so it is so problematic, right? Where you're getting your news from, where you're getting all this stuff. And if we are establishing that she wasn't there, that's where the focus is on, right? Again, apologize for like jumping all over the place, but it's hard to go over this in a chronological manner, because especially when people were, this wasn't chronological, like people were responding at different moments, right? So again, I apologize for jumping all over the place, but bear with me. So again, after posting the first Tim video, Ace responded back to me saying, like, first of all, Tim himself says he doesn't have the facts, like the exact timeline and or evacuation plan, and even has been wrong on previous tweets, and he agreed to remove them. So basically this video seems nothing but a speculation. And then, okay, so already disputing that, I'm gonna put, like I said, you can check out in my description, I put down Tim's solid proof, right? And it's funny that, like, okay, so I'm not trying to use this as condescending, but like, so he picks up areas in which Tim not necessarily walks himself back, but at least covers areas where he messes up, right? And he uses the areas where he messes up as a coverall for everything, right? Like, I'm no expert on this, right? And so, and the problem with that is that if you've seen the picture of the thing, like, there are two types of people in this world: people who can extrapolate from missing data, and then that's it, right? And so you can still make a timeline, right, of events without every little detail, right? You have a general idea, and so also, like, Tim goes, like, how I'm doing right now, I go back and forth. So it's not like a structured video, and it's not supposed to be. Like, it's supposed to, sometimes it's just supposed to be just like repeating what it is, and sometimes it's kind of like going back and forth like a conversation. And so, yeah, okay, so again, I'm just gonna wipe that out with Tim's second video where he has proof, right? And then likewise, I cited the Ben Shapiro, citing Snopes, right? And so I'm not gonna go into all of this, but it's a lot. He goes into a lot. And so, like, I'm just gonna go to what my comment says. So I'm like, you're too much, bro. I'll make a video response. Here it is. But I'll address what I could. I could have posted Brandon Tatum, Steven Crowder, Sargon of Akkad, Carl Benjamin, aka Carl Benjamin, etc. about AOC news, but I used Tim Pool because he's a centrist, left-leaning, and my left-leaning friends aren't going to listen to a conservative YouTuber, commentator, journalist, so I'll meet in the middle with Tim, right? And so I think that's a fair point. Like, yeah, I'm wearing a beanie because I'm inspired by Tim, and I put a lot of Tim Pool stuff because he is like my to-go when it comes to these news sources. So, yeah. I'm gonna speed it up here just because I already know this video is super long already, right? And so, again, more back and forth as far as talking about the sexual assault stuff and PTSD and all this stuff. Like, again, I'm not concerned with that. Okay, so to Asa's credit, he says, I'm willing to listen to you. I'm willing to listen to you and sound reasons in general. Either way, I appreciate what you have to personally say. So again, this is good. I want to engage. So I'm totally cool for that. And then more tit for tat with Tara and all that stuff. And so again, I'm not gonna go into this. Like, it's just a lot that's not what I want to go into. One of my friends, Contessa, she put down, I knew she was lying just based on the reports alone. No one was in their offices that were the rotunda and evacuated there, and there was no port. Those in the Capitol keep knocking on offices looking for people. Again, I think gang goes into her because you were over there. Actually, she was. She was at the Capitol. So there was that. Okay, moving forward. So we have Eric, another friend from CSUN, from college, and he put down, funny how you're quick to discredit AOC's experience instead of addressing real liars who believe in QAnon, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Cruz, Holloway, and etc., who played the part of the Capitol riot. If you saw the footage of the insurrection attacks on all sides, not just the dome, silly. So instead of focusing on someone who was targeted, you should be addressing the ugly of your Trumplican party that actually did a damage to America. So, I will, burn. No, just kidding. Okay, Eric is cool. So I'll just leave it at that. So I'm gonna say, like, there's an idea that I should, like, quote unquote police my side, right? But I'm not gonna talk about everything. Like, the reason why I did this video is just because it was a meme and people were talking about it. So again, I like talking about what I talk about. So I'm not gonna talk about every dang, like, piece of information out there. Like, I just did this because it was funny. Like, you can say, oh, the Capitol insurrection was not funny, you should not. Okay, whatever. Okay, like, fine. Okay, next person, Jesus. Obviously, like, another friend through college, another friend through dance teams and all this stuff. And then he puts down, by your reasoning, people in the surrounding buildings on 9/11 had nothing to worry about because planes were only targeting the World Trade Center. It's hard that you are using such a larger event. I know a lot of people on the left would like to equate them as same things, whatever, terrorism or whatever. But, okay, again, if we are focusing on AOC, I'm not focusing that her worriness, like her emotions. I'm not trying to discourage her emotions, that it wasn't real, that she is, like, making it up or whatever. Like, it can be very real as much as possible. Like, yeah, so it can be very real. But if she was saying she was at ground zero, like, saying that she was at ground zero, right, and she was not at the building, but she was somewhere in New Jersey seeing it from far away, that's what we're getting at, right? Like, she was not at the main building where everything was going on. So that, this, again, I'm not saying that people shouldn't be worried it being in adjacent areas. I'm saying that she wasn't at the real ground zero type thing, okay? Okay, we'll go into this one. Well, okay, first Christina, damn, I was going to post this, you beat me to the punch. And then I put down, thank you for all the comments, this proves my video, we live in two different realities. And then I gotta put this one because Eric went back in here, no, you don't get to spin this story to call it also reality. I know your side is using to believe in alternate facts and conspiracies. That is not reality. I'm still waiting on you to debate me about the substance of victim shaming and spinning stories. Okay, so in the words of our VP, and I'm gonna use our VP, I'm not gonna be one of those people, not my president, but this is my channel, so I'm speaking. Okay, I'm using that as jokingly as possible for Eric. Okay, so I'm not gonna cover this just because, like I said, I already covered it with Tim Pool laying down the timeline. I already covered it with Ben Shapiro quoting Snopes, right? So already Like, this is the part where when it kills me, and then this is the part where it kills me because we're living in two different realities. I'm going off the news sources and everything that I'm searching, and it sucks that the people that are not gonna be that already unfriended me, they're not gonna see this video because they're not gonna look into all of the search this further. They're like, I believe AOC and that's it. So do you guys understand how like moving forward, like you guys are just gonna believe everything AOC does? The same woman that doesn't not like at age 28 didn't know what a garbage disposal was. Okay, and then finishing off, I have my cousin Gabe. I don't know about I almost died, but technically I could have died. It's still a possibility. So at least he's playing like at least I have my cousin trying to like ease everything out. So that's funny. So that's cool. What I want to do right now is, okay, so really quick, I want to show you, these are my subscriptions, right? Like these, like you can look how crazy I am, like with all the like denim nerd stuff I have, okay? So what I want to show you is this real quick. Okay, so what I want to show you is everyone talking about AOC, right? So this is already it's already nighttime, so like everyone's post is already gone. But okay, we have Vince Down talking about AOC. We have Ben Shapiro talking about AOC, like that was from the video I just showed. We have Blaze TV talking about AOC. Earlier today. We are changed talking about AOC. We have the quartering talking about AOC. Who else? We have Adam Cast. We have again Tim Cass talking about AOC, the first one in the morning. We have Drew Hernandez talking about AOC. Ben Shapiro that I already referred to. And then Stephen Crowder also talked about AOC, right? And so, oh, and also like we have podcasts of the Lotus Eater, which is Sargon Akkad, aka Carl Benjamin's show, talking about AOC, right? So this is important because look, AOC, I'm typing in the search engine, AOC lied. What do I get? From 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 1 year ago, 2 days ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. Like we have one a day ago, someone is actually talking about this, right? If I put in AOC lied, right? Hashtag AOC lied, same thing, right? Like you're not seeing it, you're seeing that one video, right? You're just seeing things like speaking about all the like CBS today. If I put down AOC Smollett, what do we get? A little bit more, but now we're getting the quartering, right? Now we're getting someone else. Now we're getting Philip DeFranco. We're taking Black Conservative Perspective. This guy and all these other people. See, like, look at the like already. When it comes to search engines, and let's do the same thing with, let's do the same thing real quick with Google and DuckDuckGo. Okay, so AOC lied. Okay, this is Google. DuckDuckGo. AOC lied. Okay, so in DuckDuckGo we have the Daily Wire. We have all this other stuff, and then over here we in Google we have Business Insider, BuzzFeed, AP News saying Ocasio-Cortez didn't lie about the location of the right. So what the point is, what I'm trying to allude to is that search engines is being manipulated. So wrapping everything up, why is this meme important? Why am I doing such a long video on this? What is the purpose? Mitch, what is the purpose of AOC lying got to do with any of this? Alright, So, like I said, in the beginning, in the middle again, like we are living in two different realities, right? Based upon what we consume in the media and what we consume in content, based upon our values, our principles, and beliefs, right? Because that shapes on where we consume our media, right? And so already we living in two different realities. And so that's important because it's hard for any of us to talk to any of each other because our information is going off of multiple sources. So when I talk about the truth, it's hard because you're not consuming what I'm consuming. So we're talking two different languages. And so it's hard to dissect this. And it's like this meme also further proves this because so for some people they see this as a sexual assault meme, which it isn't, and it's talking about what I'm referring to is that AOC was not at the Capitol building during the siege, insurrection, whatever you want to call it, riot, and so she was at the Cannon building. So again, we are trying to communicate with each other off of varying information, and it's so difficult. Okay, part 2. The people, like I said, that are not gonna, the people who already unfriended me, unfortunate as that is, they're not gonna look into this further. They're just gonna, like, I totally appreciate all my friends who are still my friends on Facebook because I want to know what the other side is thinking, right? I want to challenge this, right? I want to make sure I know what I believe and it's true, right? And so maybe this is a red pill, right? I'll go into that in the next point. But the fact that the people are not going to look forward into the people who unfriended me, they're not going to research this any further. That's a problem. Like, you're not questioning the narrative. You're just being an echo chamber. Like, I'm afraid to be in an echo chamber. If too many people unfriend me, I'm not going to be able to see the other side. I'm not going to know what the other side is thinking, you know? And I am very cognizant of that. And the last point is a red pill. Like, red pill meaning, in this case, that the narrative is controlled by the left. The left is not gonna, mainstream media, which is left-leaning, is gonna back AOC. So when it comes down to it, no one's gonna see the quartering. No one's gonna see Tim Pool. No one's gonna see Steven Crowder. No one's gonna see, like, Drew Hernandez. No one's gonna see, the Daily Wire, and I don't know which ones I'm repeating, but they're not going to see this information because already in Google, the search engine is already manipulated. This is what we're getting at. The mainstream media has always been left-leaning. Tech industry is always left-leaning. Like, we talk about, like, Robin Hood, right? We're talking about trying to take down the establishment. The establishment is on the left. Well, the establishment is the establishment, really. Like, that the establishment is comprised of both left and right. But for the most part, a lot of it has the left. But like, we could, at least with the Robin Hood stuff, GameStop rebellion, that should have been bipartisan. But okay, so I lost my train of thought. For all of the 2020 election cycle, the people who have walked away, hashtag walk away, right? They recognizes what the issues are with the mainstream media, right? That they are not telling, they are driving this narrative and everything, and it's a red pill. If any of my left-leaning friends, if you're left-leaning yourself, like, I hope this is a red pill. I'm not saying you gotta be conservative tomorrow, but if you can question the narrative and what is being told to you, who are trying to, not give you facts per se, but trying to take advantage of your emotional thought, you know? Trying to encourage that emotional feeling, because sometimes when you buy something, you're gonna buy it on impulse, right? I hope this is a red pill for someone watching this video. Like, I like AOC, but this is strange type thing, you know? I'm willing to I'm willing to listen to AOC, but keep an eye out. That's all I'm asking. Start small. And And so, yeah. Alright, so for real, wrapping it up, I do want to give a thanks to everyone who commented on my Facebook, whether it's just to have a conversation or provide whatever stance they want to, but I really do appreciate everyone contributing because I want to have a conversation. And if we're not, and the only way we learn from each other is having a conversation and backing our portions, our stances and everything. And so I would like to do that as civil as possible. I would not want to put anyone down, and I hope this video, I hope I came across as not putting anyone down. I jumped around a lot, and it's only because this video is super long. But I hope you guys didn't take this the wrong way whatsoever. Again, I tried to do my best as far as keep things as civil without the war as possible. And yeah, it's just my approach. I could be very offhandish. I could be very abrasive. But I chose not to be, right? And I hope because I believe in apologetics. There's no point of losing. There's no point of winning an argument if you're losing a soul. So I honestly do believe in that. So. Again, thank you so much. You can follow me on my Instagram at HeyMitch. You can follow my joint Instagram at It's Mandatory Fun. Please share, like, and subscribe this video. It does help me feed the algorithm and help me build to the road 1,000 because if you enjoy this video, I do have good things to say. And so hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace, peace, peace. Be with you. Eka me spero to tuo.